Welcome back to all you lovers out there. We are back with Eric and Tony. And I wanted to ask you guys, have you figured out or have you even talked about what each other's love language is?
That was another thing I learned in the relationship class, love languages. And I know with Eric, his love language is affirmation. And what was the other one? I know affirmation was the main one.
And touch.
Yeah, that's right. Touch.
That's
right. Definitely touch. Yeah, because in the car, he was grabbing my hand.
Right. And what's yours? Or should I ask Eric, what's Tony's?
It's affirmation. And
affirmation is the primary.
Yes. Awesome.
Yeah.
I know it's affirmation.
Can y'all be so any more perfect for each other to have the same love languages? That means because typically, whatever your love language is, that's how you give love as well.
Yeah.
And in the fact that you have the same love language, you automatically give love in that way. So that's like...
Yeah. And it's a conscious thing that you have to kind of remind yourself to do to make sure, okay, Dad, have I done this for Eric today?
Right.
And that's one thing that I learned too, is that love is something that it's not a feeling, it's really an action word. So you have to pay attention to, your partner's needs. That was hard for me because I never...
Say that again. You have to pay attention to your partner's needs.
And that was a new thing for me because I was just like, well, I always thought love was a feeling. So when the feeling went away, then okay, it was time to move on. But love is a feeling and an action word, more of an action word than it is a feeling.
How does that play out between you guys with, that being something you had to make sure you learn and put into action? Did you ever forget, or is there times where, you've not feeling the love enough and, I need to step up my game? Has that caused any of those type of conflicts?
I would say for my participation in what I'm supposed to be doing, because I do have a busy life, there are times when I can see that I'm getting consumed with the busyness.
Right.
And I instantly know now when that happens.
Right.
And so I feel, and I don't even know if you felt it. I mean, you haven't said anything.
No, but I understand. But the thing I understand.
Yeah.
Because I know you wouldn't do anything. We're not at a place to where, you do something, I'm like, okay, now what's going on?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. You know it.
I understand it.
Yeah, and I tend to check myself. Like I can tell, I'll come in the house, everything's busy and running around, and instantly be like, oh, I didn't kiss Tony yet. I'll go to wherever he is.
Yeah.
You're like, I just do what we're doing. And it's just things like that, just like, again, small things that, all it takes is one little snag to ruin a sweater.
Right.
So it's just, if I can keep that mindset.
Tweet.
So what do you say to the person that says, oh, you have to remind yourself to kiss Tony? And questions the authenticity of that?
I think for me, because you do get laxed. And after you've been together for a while, sometimes you get lax and you have to be, okay, wait a minute, I need to show some love. I need to make sure that I do my part in showing love.
I would say that, and then also too that one thing for me that I think helped was letting go of prideful ways. Now I would say as a good attribute about myself, I do consider myself to be a nice person. I would say that there was a time in my life where I was a little bit self-righteous. And so when things like that would come up where it's like you have to admit these flaws about yourself, I was so, and I just don't understand, because all I did, and I would just, give the mountain of all this good that I did, and shine, cast a shadow on all the bad that they did to me.
Right.
And even though some equations may end up equaling that way, that's why I made that part, because it's about me taking ownership for what I do or what I don't do. And that was one thing that I wanted to make sure, when me and Tony really decided that we wanted to go to the next level, that I was conscious of. I don't care how small it is. If it's just giving a hug, if it's being in the car and holding his hand or whatever, I can feel that.
Right.
If I'm like, if whatever's going on social media, I'm like, ooh. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah. It's like bringing you back to reality, so to speak. Yeah. I mean, I think that's awesome practice for everybody out there to partake in. So kind of want to refer back to this list, and it kind of segues into what we wanted to talk about after the break, and being firm in who you are, and you come into the relationship with your personality and your personality. And on the outside looking in, I can just tell you're bubbly, talkative, you're more reserved, a self-proclaimed nerd. And so those personalities can sometimes clash. How do you remain authentically you in the couple, and how do you not try to change some qualities of your partner that may not align with your display?
Yeah, how do you deal with the 20%?
All that to say, how do you deal with the 20%?
The part you didn't make on the list? No. I would say, you want to know?
No, I'm just saying, just for me, I understand no one's perfect. I'm not perfect,
right.
you know, and, you know, I can't, you know, things that, you know, may put me on edge, I have to kind of think back to, well, you know, I'm sure I do a lot that, you know, you probably like. So it's like, I don't know, you just gotta, I had a mind freeze.
It's okay, help me out, Eric.
Okay.
Well, I would say, like, probably what I would do is just, I'll continue to just be me and not force you to be like me, which I think is what's worked for us. So, for instance, like, if we're having a conversation, or, you know, if I'm going into a monologue, whatever, however you want to say it.
Is that what you call them? Monologues? Is that?
It's definitely, yeah. Well, it's always very interesting because of his personality. I mean, he can talk about, you know, going to the library, and it would be interesting.
Right.
I'll get props. I mean, really, it's a whole production. I have to reenact the whole thing, and it's just, and so because I'm like that, because he's more quiet, he's a great audience. But with that though, what I can say is that I know when he's listening, and I know when he's stressed.
Right.
It's a difference. Right. And it was something that, you know, it's one of those things where it takes really kind of engrafting your life with somebody else to be able to see those little nuances that can kind of, I don't know, kind of tailor what that person means to you and appreciate that. So I can tell when he's stressed and when he's not responding like he differently than he doesn't respond in other ways. And I'm like, you okay?
Right.
And sometimes it may take me a couple days. I've noticed that too. Like, I won't nag. I'll ask the first day or whatever, and he'll say fine, leave, go, live my life or whatever. Come back, and I'll ask maybe 2 or 3 days later. And by the third, I've noticed this. Like, by maybe the second or third day, he'll say, well, you know, and then he's gotten it out, and it's fine. You know, and it's just, he releases differently than I do. With me, I'm in the moment. I close the door, and guess what they did? And that's just, it's just who I am. So I just don't make him be that.
That's just part of me being real laid. I'm just really laid back, so it takes a lot for me to
get right.
And I try to do better at that because I think you need to get things out, you know. But again, it's just me. You know?
Communication is always key, but I think it's great that you respect the way he communicates. And you know he communicates more effectively when he has a chance to process. So
he has to think about it.
So
how? Same way.
Oh really?
Oh
wow.
I need time to think.
To just,
if I say something off the cuff, I'm not gonna say I didn't really mean that.
I'm gonna do quality control work.
He won't say that he don't mean it. He just feels that he doesn't mean it. He'll feel that he doesn't mean it, but I rarely hear.
Oh, okay.
He loves to say that.
It's true. So because you know relationships are all here to help us grow and be better. So how would you say that you guys have changed each other? And you know, for the better, how has Eric helped you grow and vice versa?
I think
and I will ask this question, and maybe this will help you answer. What does he challenge you most at?
That's a great way to put that.
To open up and to speak, you know, because I've always been.
Like he like, yeah.
I do that.
You know, I mean, to really express myself, and it really has helped me because that's the type of person I want to be more expressive. So to have someone like Erik who's extremely expressive, you know, he's kind of rubbed off on me. You know, and so I really appreciate that.
That's so awesome that you. And you probably, I'm going to ask, did you feel like you wanted to be more expressive anyway before you even met Erik?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So here you come with this big actor in your life who is the most expressive person in the world to help bring that out of you. Like, I think that's awesome. Like that, I think things like that, it's like, you know what, this person is really meant to be in my life.
Yeah.
It's the you complete me, and you know that statement gets a bad rap because they say you should come into a relationship whole and you don't need nobody to complete you. But I really think that our partners, if they're really our partner, they complete you. They balance you out. They help you become the man you want to be.
Yeah.
So
they should, and if they're not, then you need to question your relationship.
Absolutely.
So what about for you? What does he challenge you most at? How does he help you change?
Calming my ass down. Just not taking things so seriously all the time. And I the funny thing is, I thought that I had gotten better with that. And I have, but there's still times where you're just like, oh my God, and I'll tell Tony the whole situation, and then he'll sit and he'll process what I've said, and then he'll just give me this really calm answer back, and then I'm like,
right, why was I so loud?
Yeah. And I'll think about it, and I'll just calm down, and I think that I don't know, sometimes the hyperness, because I am so expressive, sometimes it can work to one's detriment to be all like that, because then you can't really see clearly. And so I think on a lot of issues, Tony has just helped me just to really just see more clearly and just be more landscape with my view, and not so like, well, this is what they did, but just kind of open up, my vision.
Yeah,
that's a beautiful thing. So we like to end our interviews, conversations with a simple question. How do you make love work? You've touched on a lot, but if you can sum that up into one little nugget for our audience.
He really likes to say nugget.
I love that word.
Nugget.
So every time
it's such a perfect word. Little nugget of information.
Yes.
For me, it's just appreciating, everything, about Erik. Just staying consistent. Just realizing how blessed I am, because, I think about this all the time. If I didn't have Erik, where the hell would I be? Right?
I think that.
And I just focus on that, and just know I'm in a blessed place. And.
Yeah. I said, love works if you work it. And it's just, love works because it takes work to actually love. And like we were saying in the beginning, it's not just regulated to being a feeling. It's part of it, but that's not it. That's not all of it. It takes the other parts. It takes, what do you do when, I don't know if there's something maybe we wanted to talk about, but when it seems like it's, and I don't mean this negatively, but when it seems like things are getting boring, or when it's getting too normal, I should say, what do you do there? Or when you, the routine,
right?
You just get used to it, and it's like, how do you shake it up? What do you do? What do you come in wearing? What you do? What do you do? And you have to be creative and think about those things, and always, I would say for us, is always go back. We do check-ins. I'll walk through the house.
That's always important.
Yeah, and I'll just say, family meeting. I'll call Shelly in, all three of us will sit down, and we just
Shelly the dog.
Shelly the dog. Yeah, she's in the other room. Yeah, y'all know her. And, but I'll just ask. I'll just say, like, are you happy? How do you feel? And I never feel like I get, and I never feel like I get fluffed back or just kind of like, oh yes, everything's cool. I always feel like it's genuine, like, no, I really am happy. And just to be able to check in like that, I think it helps. And to me, those behaviors are what kind of make love work for us.
And give examples while you're happy.
Yeah.
So what's next for you guys? I know you guys, on your list. You say
no more. You get married now.
So what's next for you guys? What do you see yourselves in 5 years?
Yeah, we already talked 5 years, hopefully. Marriage thing. Now the thing is with the marriage, I just want a nice, go to the park, barbecue.
He wants dramatics. He wants dramatics. I know he does.
You want a backyard barbecue?
I want a backyard
We ain't gonna have no barbecue.
But the foil and the food. No, man.
Maybe that you can do that for your bachelor party.
Yeah, right.
Go ahead and
You gotta meet them in the middle.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be lavish and expensive, but I like being creative.
Right.
So I said we can find somewhere in the middle that makes it work for both of us. So we definitely want to get married, and so we're making steps, towards that. Just making sure, I would guess, on the business side of marriage, that everything is where we want it to be, so that we're not walking into it with oh my god. And then wanting to get a house and all that good stuff, and maybe another dog. We don't know.
So any kids? Any human kids?
Human children.
We don't want kids.
No.
Hey, that's a good place to be in. That's very self-aware.
Yeah.
At the same time, don't want. Yeah. But I would say that's it, and flourishing in our passions more.
Right.
So I'm running with mine, and I'm seeing Tony even take it even more seriously now.
Well, can you guys share that? Can you? Because I wanted you to share, what you do, and I also want to share you guys' passions. What are those passions?
I'm a singer, actor, producer, basically the whole 9 like that.
Sing something. Are you serious?
Always remember Jesus, always keep him on your mind.
Yeah!
So, you're dealing with a singer when you say sing something and they just sing. They're not like, oh, what do you want me to sing?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So singer, actor.
Producer, yeah.
Okay.
Working on my own series now called Feel Better.
Okay.
And,
scripted?
Scripted, yes.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, so we're doing that now, the show development, and then just other things I'm auditioning for, and just getting my feet more, wet, and doing that creatively with that. So that's what
Awesome.
Well, I work for the Atlanta Housing Authority. That's not as creative. But I love what I'm doing because I'm helping people in need. And I've been there for like 7 years, and I love helping people.
Yeah.
So that's really helping people be
Help find people find homes.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Well, it's with Section 8, so you're dealing with low-income people. A lot of times, just being able to teach them something they didn't know to make them better.
Yeah.
And that's what I enjoy.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he's a bartender. Oh my God.
Oh, you know.
Yes.
That's my
That job helps us out a lot.
You better acknowledge that.
You better know it.
So this lovely couple has actually made us dinner tonight. This is the first time that we have had bring this dinner. So take note, all you future couples. Featured on a couple of the month. You need to make us dinner. But no, seriously, we love you guys.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure.
I've learned some stuff from you guys tonight. I hope you guys have, and you guys have such a beautiful relationship, and I wish you had that
so much. So do you.
All that you do, inspiring.
Thank you.
So good to see you.
Thank you.
That's nothing.
We watch you religiously.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Praise Jesus.
I love me some him.
Thank you for watching our videos. Please keep sharing, liking, spreading the word about Love Works. If you have a suggestion for a couple of the month, they must be in Atlanta, unless you're going to travel for us to come out there.
Right. Give us a production budget.
Right. If you have any suggestions, please email us loveworks@juanandg.com. We love you guys.
Yeah.
Peace.
Love you all.
Thank you guys.
All
right. Oh, I enjoyed that.
That was so good.
What's up to all you lovers out there? It's Juan and G. And we thought this was a great opportunity to encourage all of you lovers out there, to go deeper into your relationship and take part in the Emory Strong Together campaign.
Yeah, oftentimes, you worry about your physical fitness, your six-pack abs, your bulging biceps, but once you get into a relationship, your sexual health kind of takes a back burner for some people. And we want to send a message out to you to let you know that sexual health is just as important as your physical fitness.
Exactly. So take responsibility for each other's health, go deeper into your relationship, and go to strongertogether.us and take part into the campaign.
And if you're eligible, you could even receive $80 for your time. Once again, that website is strongertogether.us. That's strongertogether.us. Go deeper.
Peace.